Welcome to Hockey Wiz Talks podcast. Today I'll be previewing the 2020 NHL free agency period. Free agency period is always an exciting time for NHL fans. It's fun to try to guess where all these free agents might end up. This is my NHL free agency preview. Alex Pietrangelo is going to be the big fish on the market in 2020. He will be highly sought after, as there will be many teams around the league that could use a number one defenseman. Pietrangelo is 30 and will be looking for a long-term contract at around $9 million per season, which is what Roman Josi got. The Pietrangelo stakes will come down to two teams, the Toronto Maple Leafs and Vegas Golden Knights. Taylor Hall will be the top forward available in free agency in 2020, and there will be many teams lining up to bid for his services. Hall is 28 and will be looking for a long-term contract similar to what Jamie Benn got from Dallas. The Montreal Canadiens and Colorado Avalanche are the best fit for Taylor Hall. Braden Holtby is the top free agent goalie on the market in 2020. Any team that is in search of a number one goalie should be in talks with him. Since this is likely going to be Holtby's last major contract, he is going to want a long-term contract similar to what Tuukka Rask got from Boston. The two teams that can afford to pay Holtby that type of money are the Ottawa Senators and Detroit Red Wings. Both are in dire need of a number one goalie. Torey is most likely going to be a free agent if he can't agree to a contract extension with the Boston Bruins. He is a very good power play specialist, but he can be a defensive liability at times, so the team signing him will have to take that into account. Krug is 29 and will likely want a long-term contract similar to what Jared Spurgeon got from Minnesota. The LA Kings and Detroit Red Wings are the best fit for Torey Krug. The Florida Panthers would certainly like to keep Mike Hoffman, but his asking price might be a little too steep. Hoffman is 30 and will want a long-term contract similar to what JVR got from Philly. The Colorado Avalanche and Nashville Predators are the best fit for Hoffman. Although Evgenii Dadonov was a major part of the Florida Panthers' top line, he is easily replaceable with the young talent they have in the system. Dadonov is 31 and will likely want a long-term contract similar to what Alex Radulov got in free agency in 2017. The Calgary Flames and Detroit Red Wings are the best fit for Dadonov. And now a word from our sponsor. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Also visit my Facebook page, Mr. HockeyWiz777, and my Instagram, Mr. HockeyWiz77. Tyson Barrie wasn't a good fit in Toronto, but he still had good offensive numbers, which will be attractive to some teams. The team signing Tyson Barrie needs to know what they are getting. He is a very good offensive defenseman, but you also need to account for his poor defensive play. Because of his offensive production, he could get a contract similar to what Matt Dumba got from Minnesota. The Florida Panthers and Nashville Predators are the best fit for Tyson Barrie. Jacob Markstrom had a tremendous season this year and had a pretty good postseason as well, which is great for his value in free agency. Markstrom is 30 and will want a long-term contract similar to what Frederik Andersen got from Toronto. While a return to Vancouver is possible, going to a team like Calgary or Ottawa, where he is guaranteed to be the starter, might be more appealing. TJ Brodie is going to be a highly sought-after defenseman in free agency if the Calgary Flames can't agree to an extension with him. Brodie, at this stage in his career, is a top four defenseman, but he should still be able to demand a contract similar to what Brady Shea got from the New York Rangers. Calgary is certainly going to want him back, but teams like the New York Rangers and Boston Bruins should also be interested. SAMI VATANEN is going to be another highly sought-after defenseman in free agency because he plays in all situations and can play both left defense and right defense. VATANEN will want a long-term contract north of $5 million per season. The Boston Bruins and LA Kings are the best fit for VATANEN. MIKAEL GRANLUND wasn't a good fit in Nashville, so maybe going to a different team will reignite his career. Granlund is a perfect buy low option for a team because he's coming off a lousy season. Look for Granlund to sign a short-term deal with a contender to boost his value rather than signing a long-term deal this offseason. The Boston Bruins and Colorado Avalanche are the best fit for MIKAEL GRANLUND. And now a word from our sponsor. Check out my other podcasts on SoundCloud.com/MrHockeyWiz777. Here are some other key free agents this year. Corey Crawford is still a reliable veteran starter that should be highly sought after. Other than Chicago, New York Islanders and Vancouver Canucks are the best fit for Crawford. Chris Tanev is a very reliable defensive defenseman that logs tons of minutes and kills penalties. Other than Vancouver, Dallas and Washington are the best fit for Tanev. Justin Schultz could end up being an underrated signing because he has suffered numerous injuries in past years. He could fit on Montreal and Detroit. Justin Braun didn't have a good year after getting traded to Philly, but teams will take a flyer on him because of his playoff pedigree. He could be a fit on Vegas and Vancouver. Alex Galchenyuk is a good fit on a bad team in need of a playmaker and in need of offense. He could be a fit on Detroit and Buffalo. Carl Soderberg is a very solid third-line center that could be helpful for a contending team. He is a good fit on Winnipeg and Pittsburgh. Craig Smith is still a very capable veteran goal scorer that could help any NHL team. Other than Nashville, Buffalo and Edmonton are the best fit for Craig Smith. Vladislav Nemesnikov is a versatile forward that is talented but never quite put it all together. He would be a great fit on a contending team that knows how to utilize him. Erik Haula is a great third-line forward that can play on the second power play unit and kill penalties. Teams like San Jose and Philadelphia are the best fit for Haula. Mikko Koivu is still a valuable veteran center for a contending team that has leadership intangibles. Tampa Bay and Carolina are the best fit for Koivu. Thomas Greiss is still a valuable veteran goalie that can start 30 games a season. Vancouver and Chicago are the best fit for Thomas Greiss. Anton Khudobin had an outstanding postseason run, which might have boosted his value more than it should be. Washington and Edmonton are the best fit for Khudobin. Cam Talbot can be a starter in the NHL, but he needs a reliable 1B to tandem with him. Chicago and Colorado are a good fit for Talbot. Jimmy Howard had a terrible year for the Red Wings, but he is still a solid veteran backup if he has a good defense in front of him. The New York Islanders and Washington Capitals are the best fit for Howard. Connor Sheary needs to play with centers similar to Sidney Crosby, players that drive play and create space for him. With that said, Boston and LA are the best fit for Connor Sheary. Brendan Dillon is a solid defenseman that can play in the top 4, but is really a bottom pair defenseman. Ottawa and Minnesota are the best fit for Dillon. Andy Green is a solid veteran defenseman that used to be a top 4 defenseman. He would be a good fit on any contending team. Radko Gudas is a physical, hard-hitting defenseman that got lost in the shuffle in Washington, but he is still an NHL caliber defenseman. Nashville and Dallas would love to add a player like Radko Gudas. Because of the cap not going up, it is possible that my predictions for signings are a bit high, but you never know what NHL teams are thinking. In my next podcast, I'll be reviewing the 2020 NHL Draft.